Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
What are we doing?
We're doing it.
We're doing... No, just don't.
Just don't? Okay.
Just don't.
Just don't.
Just don't.
In your head, lock the doors and close the blinds. Turn on your TV, turn off your mind.
Welcome back, everybody.
Or just don't.
Or just don't. We are Soul of a Gamer.
Yes.
I am Scott Nell.
And I'm Steve McGee.
And every week we come at you with another game. We hope you enjoyed last week's game, which was... Oh, come on, I know this one.
Why am I drawing a blank?
Split Second.
Yeah, oh yeah.
We played Split Second last week, a really kind of racing game for me. I did not have a glowing review of that one.
Pretty okay.
This one is going to be another not glowing review.
This one I will give, like always, probably a little higher review for it.
Well, we'll see. We'll see as we go into it. This week we played Ori and the Blind Forest.
Yes.
Definitive Edition.
Yes.
Yes.
We both actually did play the definitive edition.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. So let's get this right on, starting with...
What's on the box?
Read the box?
Sure.
Just read that part of the box.
Should we do Made in Japan?
Made in Japan, and then read the 45496599042 for the barcode.
That's the serial numbers.
Yeah.
I don't need to read those.
No, you got to read those.
I'm going to put some fun indie music in the background this time. Maybe not that fun. Let's go retro game.
This sucks. There's so
now
much.
I'm playing too much at the same time.
You're doing too much.
Okay.
That's loud.
Explore the mysterious and beautiful forest of Nibble, Ori and the Blind Forest.
Nibble.
Whatever.
It's Nibble or Nibble. I don't know. I'm guessing.
Explore
Nibble.
the mysterious and beautiful forest of Nibble.
Nibble, because it's Nibel, which I think Nye, right?
Sure.
I don't know.
Ori and the Blind Forest Definitive Edition is a must-play, award-winning franchise that tells the tale of a young orphan destined for heroics. Through a visual stunning action platformer featuring hand-painted artwork, meticulously animated character performance, a fully orchestrated score, and dozens more features, Ori and the Blind Forest explores a deeply emotional story about love, sacrifice, and hope that exists in all of us.
In us all.
Yeah.
Yeah. They wanted to be fancy.
I
like how they put fully orchestrated score, and they're like, we fucking have that half orchestrated score. Like anyone's going to admit that it's not a fully orchestrated
right.
score. I don't know why they put that in. Listen, we got all the instruments: violin, viola, cello, double bass. We got them all.
Yep.
Yeah. Features: join Ori, the last spirit guardian, discover the mysteries of a dying forest while escaping the evil clutches of Kuro, who is a fucking owl.
Yep. Not a crow.
Unlock and upgrade powerful abilities as your adventure progresses. You can read the next part.
Yep. Includes a CD of the award-winning original soundtrack.
Boo, boo. Get out of here. Get out of here with your fucking fully orchestrated bullshit.
Bonus material in the Definitive Edition includes a digital copy of the original game, behind-the-scenes videos, chronologically, the making of the game, and much more.
Yeah. Yeah, this game, the back of the box is actually pretty good. I'm going to admit this is actually it's very detailed.
Yes.
It does give you a little bit, it says the word love about 17 times. It really gets you into the whole spirit of this.
It really does show a lot of the cool colors and lighting effects on the back of the box, too.
Yeah.
As you can kind of see it in the screen art here, this is kind of...
If you're on YouTube.
Yeah, if you're on YouTube.
If you're not, then fuck off.
Yeah. Then you'll see it in the little thumbnail that I make on Spotify or whatever podcast you're listening to it on.
Yeah, it is. This is a gorgeous game when it came down to it. Like, it is really pretty. This game came out in 2015, we looked up.
Yep.
Recently on the Switch in the last 2 years. It's rated E for everyone, but I don't think it should be.
I definitely think it's rated E.
No.
No?
I mean, if they would have left that creature in the beginning dead, I think you make this PG-13 or whatever.
I mean, you could make every game a little harder if you wanted to, but I think this is a good rating for it. Yeah. There's nothing bad in this game.
No, well, we'll get into it. So we'll move on to our next section.
Are we jamming?
Apparently we're jamming a lot because they're fully fucking orchestrated. They've got the full orchestra. They got guitars. They've got a harp. They got a harpsichord. They've got everything. This is fully orchestrated.
Wow.
Yeah, actually, the music was really,
I was gonna say
really good.
the music in this game is actually really good.
Yeah, I can see why it won awards. Like, it's just really serene sounding. Even like the tension moments. You know how they have tension moments in music were really serene. Like, it was really cool.
This game, the way the game sound design worked in this is the sound design really worked for whatever you were doing. It just was a really, like, it was a subtle thing in the background that if you paid attention to, you really enjoyed.
Yeah.
And even when you weren't paying attention to it, you were just like, always just, you never hated what you were hearing.
You're in pure nirvana the entire time, like you're listening to the soundtrack. It's actually really cool. I will say one of the stupidest fucking things about this game is they decided to go with this like Jabba the Hutt language. Like, for some reason they would have the words on the screen like, and then Ori found out about sacrifice. And it would be like this nonsensical and you'd be like, why not just have it all in English? Why even make up a language for this? Who gives a fuck? It just doesn't make any sense to make up a whole language for these like not even real things.
And I know it's
like
just like random sounds and stuff, but it is one of these things where it's definitely not. There's no voice actors in this one.
Well, there is the main guy, the tree. The tree
is
narrating.
I guess like, the tree is.
He has his own language though.
That's
so when
true.
he pops up and starts talking, they put subtitles over it.
I forgot.
And I'm
about
like, why? Why even do that?
And he really does
It's
kind of
Jabba
actually.
the fucking Hutt.
Now that I put that comparison in my head, replaying those scenes in my head, I'm like, damn it.
It's Jabba the Hutt. And for some reason, they decided to go with this. And I don't like this in some games. It makes sense in certain situations. And this, it doesn't. You remove all aspects of human life in this. You can just have them speak English. Who gives a fuck?
No, especially for this, because it's this special tree being that can bring things to life and help out and give guidance and kill babies and do all this other crazy shit. Like, he's got all these magnificent things. Like, why can't it just speak?
Well, and it does speak. It just doesn't speak English. Fucking horseshit. But they have subtitles to show.
Well, and all those times, they're just like expositional nonsense that's not actually happening to the character very much.
It's almost like a narration. Like you're telling the story, and it's like a future. It's what is it? When you predict the future in a story. Foreshadowing. So it's a lot of foreshadowing because when you go into like an area, it'll say, and then Ori learned about sacrifice, but it's before anything fucking happens. So you're like, oh, I'm about to sacrifice some shit.
Right.
I'm about to kill some motherfucker.
What am I sacrificing?
But and sometimes it didn't make sense because when it said the sacrifice thing, it was during the fire temple, and you didn't sacrifice anything.
No.
Like, I was so confused. I had no idea what the hell. Unless the bird...
I think it was more about, the bird...
Yeah, maybe.
Jumping, like, stepping in. We'll get into that part of the story later.
The story was so shitty. It was not even funny.
The story was shitty.
Yeah, it was a really shitty story. So the jamming in this really good. Guys, if you just get the soundtrack, like, honestly, this is a good, like, reading soundtrack. You can read a book while listening to this because it's so fucking
One of those, like, lo-fi soundtracks that you just, like, listen to on YouTube or something. Like, you could totally put this soundtrack on and just... like he said, do it while you're doing anything else.
And in 100 years, this is going to be like the free domain shit. This is what everyone's going to be using for like like namaste shit.
Yep.
So, all right. Well, moving on, we got...
How does it play?
How does it play, Steven?
It plays great in parts and shitty in other parts, in my opinion. Like,
I agree with that.
Because like, honestly, like the normal platforming parts, like when you're doing the normal exploration, those parts are perfectly fine. It's certain aspects of this game's mechanics, you're just like, how the fuck do you do this? How does this work? We both couldn't figure out how to fucking dash, whether it was the ground dash or the air dash.
And it seems like the dash was just worthless anyway. I never used it for anything, so I just assume. And I never had trouble. Like, the platforming was fun.
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about the control scheme. Their control scheme is really poor.
Yeah.
One of the things that I like is upgrades.
Yes.
So, like, one of the things you get in this is like a wall climb. So it's not really a climb, though. It's like you can jump continuously up a wall.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? The first thing you get?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the first ability you get is a wall climb where you jump continuously up a wall to make it to the top.
Yeah.
And then they fucking give you a climb ability later on.
Yeah, where you don't have to jump anymore. You can literally just crawl up it. But even before that, there's another step where you can pin on a wall.
Yeah.
So you get the ability to jump up walls. Then you get the ability to stick on a wall.
Yeah.
Then you get the ability to just walk up walls.
Yeah, but they're not upgrades. Here's my problem with it is with the jump up a wall, I'm like, okay, put climb as an upgrade to that. So I don't have to fucking keep jumping on the wall anymore. And I can make it so I don't have to hold a fucking button to do it.
And this game, like, so there's 3 different paths for upgrades. There's like there's the aggressive path where it's all what things with your weapons and different attacks.
Yeah.
Then there's the path of how to collect certain things better, like things absorbing to you. And then there's the path of like mechanics where it's jumping or the climbing or stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the first thing I got told before playing this game was do the mechanics one first, because that triple jump is super amazing to have as early as you can get it.
I never even got that.
You can't even go into a lot of the parts of the maps without the triple jump.
Yeah.
And there's like, I think I got 86% done with this game at the end of it.
So but what he means, he finished it just 86% discovered.
Yes.
Because you could discover,
86% total completion.
Yeah.
But I mean, completing the game, you could probably, I think there's even an achievement for completing this game in under 2 hours.
Yeah. I don't know how people fucking do that.
I don't know.
You'd have to know. You'd have to play this a
everything.
few times and then know everything of what to do, because I would get fucking lost again.
Yeah.
I could see it though. It's not hard.
No.
You just have to be mindful about what you're doing.
Yeah.
You have to save a lot.
Yeah. And you have to be able to know everything perfectly and know how to hit everything like that. Because I'd say the worst parts of this game are the running scenes. There's a lot of these scenes
Indiana Jones scenes. We've talked about this before, where you fucking just run away from something. We talk about how we like it and how we hate it. I don't remember the game we hated it in, but we liked it in Halo because it doesn't feel like that.
Yeah.
It feels like it's a organic. You're trying to escape disaster scene rather than running from something that's going to swallow you.
Well,
whole.
and I like it in games like
Indiana Jones, where it makes fucking sense.
Halo. That Crash Bandicoot's a really good example where they have all those
we
boulders.
brought that up before. Yeah, wow,
the boulders
what was
chasing
the game?
you.
We had a game where we hated it.
I can't remember.
It was another platformer, I'm sure, but it's a hit or miss with these Indiana Jones moments because they're just so fucking stupid. And with
I
this
know
game,
it Takes Two. We had it with the moles.
Oh yeah. I think it was It Takes Two. We didn't like it there.
Yeah.
No, we did like it.
We
because
did like
it was
it there.
fucking freaky as shit.
Yeah, and it was
one
really
of those
intense, but
moments.
it didn't feel like too crazy.
Yeah.
This game, it feels insane.
Yeah, it sets you on a time limit, basically, of you have to get from this point to this point in this amount of time or you're going to die.
Especially the parts where the owl is there.
Yeah.
So the owl, when it's parts with the owls there, and we'll get more into the owl when we get to the story, but in parts where the owl is chasing you, you have to get through the map at a certain speed, but also if you're out in the open without being behind something or underneath something, the owl swoops down and just kills you instantly. Yep. And there's no dodging it. There's no nothing. Like if he goes out and you don't see him anymore, he's going to kill you in half a second.
Yeah.
And you have to be ready for that always. And if you don't, you have to start it all over.
Yeah.
There's no saving in the middle of his chases.
And that was another thing about this. We've talked about this so many times. Fucking stop doing this shit where you have to put down a fucking save. Or you get a fucking stupid ass checkpoint. I hate this shit so much. TAC did it so good.
Yes.
They made a perfect fucking revive system where you don't just fucking die and have to start the level
It Takes
over.
Two was similar.
God, it's just so obnoxious to sit there and die because this is more of a, you have to go through it to understand what to do.
Yes.
So you'll die the first time you go through it because okay, now I see what I have to do here.
Well, and at the beginning of the game, this game's kind of hard with where you have to save it because you want to save it as often as you can, but you only have a limited amount of energy.
Which at the end of the game you have a shit ton.
Yes.
So I had like 11 or 12.
Yes. I think I had somewhere around that too. But at the beginning of the game, you have 2.
Yeah.
And
2 health, 2 that. Or 3 health, I think.
Yeah.
It's bad.
And when you have 2 energy, there's a lot of even doors on the map that you can only open if you have 3, 4 energy. And when it costs 1 energy to lay down a save point and to save it,
yeah, and to upgrade.
And upgrade.
Yeah. So it's just, they got a little ridiculous with, I think, the way they pulled out the saves. I did not like that whatsoever. I don't like forced saves. I don't like having to sit there and be like, I better save now. I better save now. I better save now. If I don't save now, I'm going to restart from this fucking point. Yep. Like, and that happened so many times where I made it super far. I collected a bunch of stuff and then I went to an area I wasn't familiar with and I died.
And then I had to do all that again.
Yep. And then you have to do it. And it doesn't take long, but it's just fucking annoying because there's no natural checkpoints unless you're on a story mission.
Well, and there's certain times too, like there's certain segments of the game where it's like some really kind of challenging platforming.
Yeah.
And you want to save it like in the, like sometimes you'll like get through a really hard section and you want to put a save point in the middle of it because you don't want to do the beginning part of that again. And then you'll get done with it and you're like, should I save it again when I just got done with it? Or should I wait to save?
I just did every time. It got to the point where I had so much energy where I'm like, save.
Yeah, I got to the point where I had to go back and explore some of the earlier sections to find more energy balls because I got to the point where I kept on running out of energy, and I was like, I need to be able to save. Like, this is so
12,
frustrating.
I think 12 health and 12 energy by the end of it, so it wasn't too bad. But it's just an annoying fucking concept in games like this, because this game could have totally done that. Just start over from the last platform you had so easily, and they decided not to do that.
Yeah.
Fucking annoying. I hate that shit.
Yeah.
Saves in game were useful in the early 2000s when that's all you had, right? Like, you play Knights of the Old Republic, for instance, you had to save before a big boss because, RNG is a real thing and you have no idea what that boss is going to do to you on its first hit. So you save and then you go back in if the first hit's bad, right? Fucking games like this, it's not about RNG, it's about how shitty you are at platforming.
Yes.
So fucking bring us back to the fucking platform.
Seriously.
God, it was so annoying half the time just sitting there. During the Fire Temple, I fucking swear to God, I was out of energy. I had 12 energy, completely out. And I can't save. So I'm stuck on a checkpoint right after I do one of the lava fills.
Oh, yeah.
And I have to fly over to the next one to get the next lava fill. And I kept dying on that one because I didn't understand how to do it. Because, again, this is a game where you're meant to die and then go back after you understand fully what you're supposed to do. And to not have a fucking checkpoint at the beginning of going inside that fucking door, I cannot tell you how annoyed I was. Just going back and forth because I had no fucking way to save at that point.
Well, and then it was annoying too, because sometimes you would save something, and then you would get to a thing where you'd like press a button, and this happened, and you'd have to watch all these things happen, and you couldn't do anything during those times. So you'd just be sitting there like, I have to sit through this again.
Yeah, so if you die, like, I kept dying, like, before you have this little, like, Navi kind of fucking fairy thing that talks to you, and it would always mention something, and I would die, and then I'd have to go back and it'd mention it again, and then I'd die again, and go back and I'd be like, shut the fuck up, Navi! Shut up! I don't
want to listen anymore.
I think it had a name, but I'm gonna call it Navi.
Yeah, it's basically Navi. I don't remember his fucking name either.
Yeah, it's like it's the main attack thing you have. It teaches you all your skills for some reason, like
Spirit Fire or whatever it's called.
Yeah, it's stupid. So anyway, this game does not, in my opinion, did not play well just because I think they added too many mechanics.
Yeah, and some of the enemy types were just annoying. Like the crow enemies especially.
Yeah, well, and what was annoying is that all the enemy types did the exact same fucking thing. Yep. They're either shooting stuff out in threes or they're dashing at you.
Yep.
And that's it. And then the frog slams on you, which is basically a fucking dash.
Yeah.
So it's just, and that's it. That's all you get. Things shooting at you or fucking dashing at you.
And some of those things, they were put in positions where it was really fucking annoying.
And you couldn't, and if you didn't upgrade your power, like, you're taking 80 shots just to fucking kill one of them.
Yeah.
Like, I was so happy when I got the unlimited, because you could do, like, 3 quick attacks.
Oh, yeah.
But then it got to the point where it's, like, almost unlimited, so you could just keep clicking.
See, and I upgraded the other 2 trails, so I didn't do too much on the attack stuff. So
the attack one was totally worth it.
I bet it was.
It was so good. It made the game so much easier. Doing having a triple jump, great. You get some of the shit, but you don't really need all the shit in the game. Like, it's cool to have it, I guess, but it's okay. But yeah, I feel like they could have done a lot more with the attacks. Like, instead of having one fucking attack you do all the time or a charge attack, like, that was so boring.
Well, and I felt like for experience and stuff in this game, like, they did not give you a ton. Like, it was a game where you could grind experience.
Yeah, but the grinding was not worth it.
No.
You would have to go for...
They had so little.
So they have special orbs in the game. They have ability orbs, health orbs, and...
energy orbs.
Energy orbs. The ability orbs give you ability energy, and if you get enough for it for an entire one ability, you can upgrade until you get to the 2s, and then you need 2 of them. Yeah. Till you get to the 3s, and then you need 3 of them, and it's really hard to get 3.
And the ability orbs automatically give you a full ability orb, Whereas there's also like the
Like tiny ones.
tiny ability orders. They give
which-
you a portion of it where
which is
it would be
very
like the
small.
smallest
It's
amount.
like a minuscule. It's like killing one fucking monster.
Yeah.
Fucking bullshit.
And I'm like, you put this in a place where I have to have the triple jump. I have to have 3 other upgrades to get to this area, and I get the same
minuscule-
amount
yeah.
as killing 1 or 2 enemies.
it's ridiculous. The crows basically just flew at you, but they were cool because you have a charge ability.
Yes.
So if something's flying at you, you can switch positions with it and like get knocked up like a fucking cannon.
So yeah, basically what it is there's like projectiles and stuff in this game, and with the projectiles or any enemy, you could grab them and basically you pick which direction they're going and you go the opposite direction, and it slingshots you across from each other.
Yeah.
So you could slingshot enemies into each other.
that was
you
a
could
cool
slingshot them
thing.
into like spikes or into lava. So
I think
that stuff is cool.
in the lava cavern, there's a cool part where there's like all these the shooty things with the fireballs.
God, that was
so you have to
annoying.
go up to the top of that, grab the thing at the end of it, and then kill them all as you're going back. And basically all you have to do is charge and shoot their fireball back at them. And that was really cool. I thought that was a cool little mechanic for that.
Oh, yeah.
That's probably my favorite power, except that my window was fucking stupid. Half the time the mouse wouldn't appear on the window.
Oh.
So I couldn't aim it.
Oh, geez.
So for the first part of this, I had no idea. Like, I thought you just always had to go where it was shooting
okay.
towards. And I'm like, I don't understand how I'm supposed to fucking angle this to how I want it to be until I closed out the game and reopened it, and then my mouse appeared, and I was like, I can fucking move it.
I played this on Xbox, and I think the controls to the Xbox are pretty
they're
perfect
better.
for that kind of stuff.
Yeah, the controller, if I can recommend anything, guys, do not mouse and keyboard this shit. It was bad. It was hard.
This is, it's not one of those games where it's easier on a mouse and keyboard.
Yeah. But that's pretty much it for how does it play. I mean, we went into some of the mechanics. There's some abilities you get throughout the whole thing. We've talked about climb, the battle charge.
There's the
jump
the
one.
burst where you can hold in and then explode out.
You basically do a charge attack, which again, we talked about that too.
There's the ground slam.
Yeah, you can like fucking Mario 64 ground slam shit. Like,
Yeah.
it's just basic fucking game stuff like that. Secret areas. So they have maps.
Yeah.
And they have areas not on the map.
So you have to find the map fragment in a map, and then you have to find the map holder, and then you have to put the map fragment in the map
Oh yeah,
holder.
and that just unlocks the map. But what I'm talking
Yeah.
about is the secret areas.
Yes.
So the secret areas aren't actually on the map.
No, they're not.
So those, you'll just randomly see a wall that looks kind of funky, and you'll walk towards it, and you'll go right through it, and you'll be like, oh shit, secret area, bruh.
Or there's a couple of times you're like, why is there like an enemy or something just like dangling
Yeah.
right there? And then you jump and you go through the wall,
Yeah.
and then it opens up, and then it shows up on your map. Like,
Yeah.
oh, that was a secret. Okay.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool. I did like the secret areas. I thought that was
Yeah.
a little good touch in the game. I like it when they introduce things that like kind of have to get grindy in. You have to go in and actually have to look around instead of just fucking going to the map.
And then each area had its own like relic save point area where you could fast travel in between each one
Fucking
too.
worthless.
The fast travel was pretty bad.
Oh, worthless. Like it took 2 minutes maybe to traverse the entire map.
Yeah.
Because you could just go straight from one to the next. And
I
the
just
fast travel,
do it.
the fast travel aren't fucking labeled.
No, they're not.
That's the worst part about it. So if you're looking for one in particular, you go to the map and you're like, all right, I have to go there, but I don't know what this is called. So I'm going to fast travel to everything I think is near there.
So
and one of those is going to be it.
This is one of those games where it has 2 maps. It has the map that shows you everything of all the areas you can go into, and then it has an overall map that shows you like a big picture, like, this is a tree, you're in this area.
Yeah.
This is a volcano, you're in this area.
And they all have names, but they don't show the names unless you're in the map.
Yes.
Which is really annoying, because if you need to go to Horace Fields and you have no idea which teleporter that is, like, it'll say Horace Fields, but you don't know it's Horace Fields.
Yeah.
Like, that was one of the things that I got annoyed at, because on my map, it looks like Horace Fields is higher than the fucking tree.
Yes.
Right?
So you would
but
go,
on the world map, the tree is higher than the fucking Horace Fields. I'm like, what is going on
that was
here?
one of the ones I had problems trying to find too when I was trying to get to it. And the one thing about those save points was it refilled all of your health and all your energy at least.
Which is cool, but I mean, and there's an achievement to find all of them in the game, I think. I didn't fucking care. There was one I could not get to.
I don't think I found them all either.
There's just one I could not figure out how to get there, and I think it was before I had the charge, and I think I had to charge it to break the wall. So yeah, it's pretty much the game playthrough. The abilities are okay, kind of lackluster. Like, there's nothing like amazing in this game that I just fucking love to death besides the charge.
Yeah.
The flying. And I did like the crow. You get a little crow's feather. Not crow, an owl feather, and you can use it to fly. Glide and fly if you have like a gust of air. Yeah. But the gliding was pretty cool. I thought that was cool. But again, they decided to make the gliding the same fucking button as the climbing. Mm-hmm. And that's really fucking annoying because as you're holding climb and you jump off, you can't let go because you want to glide, but half the time the glider wouldn't open because you're already holding shift. Yeah, I was really fucking annoyed. So you have to let go, hold again, and you don't always have that option when you're like in the middle of trying to avoid
That's why working on the controller is a lot easier.
Yeah. It was definitely a hard fucking control game. They used too many buttons as the same fucking button. Alright, so moving on to...
It's story time. Let's get started.
The story for this game is actually bad.
Yeah, I have to agree.
I still don't understand.
I don't either. Like,
quite what happened. So I'm still like trying to the best part of the story is this creature that's holding you. If you're going to see the Spotify thing, he dies in the beginning, and that was the best part of the story. I was like, yes.
Well, yeah. So the beginning of this game, it starts out with like this creature here, which is Naru.
No.
Yep. He's
like a black, big, fat. I thought he was an owl, personally.
I don't know what he is.
He kind of looks like a bird, kind of. It looks like he has feathers, but it's also fur. I don't know. He's got a white face. He's black. He's fat, and he takes care of you. So the starting out of this game is from start.
Yeah.
I think the wind picks up a leaf off the tree, right?
Something like that.
Isn't that the fucking start? The wind picks a leaf off of a tree, and it's the tree's child.
Yes.
One of many.
Yes.
And he's sad.
Yes.
And he's a little bitch.
And that ends up being Ori, right?
Yeah, I think that's Ori.
And then he finds Ori. He picks up Ori. He feeds Ori.
I think Naru is genderless, technically.
Okay.
I have no idea what gender. I thought it was a woman because it's mother.
Oh, yeah. I
have literally... I think, but they said father and son, so it might be a guy.
I don't know. They
genderless Naru.
So Naru, like, takes care of you. Naru, like, feeds
Naru's
you.
A dumb fuck. That's
Naru starts leaving its cave. It starts going further. You're trying to get these fruit from these trees further away. So, you build this giant bridge system.
I love it because he fucking does this shit where he exhausts a tree of fruit, puts a giant X on it, and I'm like...
Yep.
You don't think the tree's gonna grow new fruit, motherfucker? What the fuck's wrong with you? Stop eating so much.
Yeah.
And the first part of the game, you see like 70 trees with an X on it. I'm like, Jesus fuck, dude, you're destroying the ecosystem. Stop. And then, you build a bridge to go to the next area with all the fruit, and he eats all fucking that. I'm like, Jesus, dude.
And then there's like one thing of fruit left, but Ori's like...
Naru can't reach it.
Yeah.
So he gets one fruit. This is sad, actually. Naru knocks a tree and gets one single fruit from a group of fruits that are up there. And he brings it to Ori and puts it down and lays down and falls asleep. And then Ori wakes up and goes to that same tree and climbs it and is able to get the rest of the fruit out of the tree.
And then brings it to him, but then Naru can't wake up.
He's dead.
He's dead.
He's super dead. He's good. And it was the best part of the game. It was like... I'm not saying because I'm a dick. I'm saying like it gives a good amount of character development.
It was literally almost like the opening to Up.
Yeah. Like it's a good amount of character development. It shows like you're in a tragic situation because you're already like orphaned from your tree daddy. Yeah. And now you're orphaned from your bird bear thing.
I don't know.
And so, but it was cool because that was such a sweet moment where you're like,
it really
holy
was.
shit, this is fucking starting out strong. And then none of the rest of the game made any fucking sense after this.
No.
None of it.
Because then, like, you find out that before, like, there was this, like, things stopped growing in the forest. There was this beam of light that came out, and it was the tree calling for all of its children.
Yeah, well, it was specifically calling to have Ori come back to it. But all of its children came, but then, like... So at the end of the game, you figure out that beam of light killed this owl's kids.
Yes.
Which is confusing already. I'm like, I have no idea how a beam of light killed all these owls.
I don't think it did. Like, it makes no sense. It makes it seem like it did, but I don't know how it would.
Yeah, and then, like, it made it almost seem like they turned back into eggs, but then there was just one egg.
Well, no.
There were 3 eggs there at first, but they were hatched.
Yes.
But it made it seem, the way the camera was when they showed this fucking scene, it made it look like they turned back into eggs. And I'm like, well, that's not so bad.
So literally, it shows the tree. It shows it calling out to Ori. It shows this bright, gleaming blue light that goes over the entire forest.
Yep.
And then the owl was flying to go get food for his children when that happened. He saw the light. He got scared she got scared that...
It got scared.
It got scared.
Who knows?
The owl got scared.
Genderless bullshit in this game.
That something might have happened to the children. She gets back to her little cave. 3 of her kids are dead. There's 1 in an egg still. She's like, oh God, what the fuck is happening?
And somehow she goes and she beats a tree.
She goes to where the blue light is.
Mighty
She didn't even have
tree.
to defeat it. She just grabbed the orb out of it.
I know. It was funny because it was like, it's like you fought a tree and won. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Way to go, buddy.
So yeah, it grabs the orb out of the top of the tree,
Which again,
then makes the whole forest all out of whack.
oh, who is Ori's little guy? It's the spirit thing. Yeah.
And it's so weird because then like all of the forest all starts having all these problems.
Yeah, like the trees all go dead, and water goes bad.
The volcano starts erupting.
The Gumo, which is this like spider-like fuckers, freeze to death. Somehow.
All of them freeze.
I have no
except
idea.
for one.
Except for one who was just out. He's got like buck teeth. He's like the shitty redheaded cousin or whatever of the Gumo. He's like, listen, y'all, I was out picking berries.
And then you are given the opportunity to talk to Nibble, who is the forest tree thing.
Nibble.
Nibble.
Nibble, nibble. Nibble, nibble.
And you have to, it basically tells you have to
you die.
Release the,
Hold on, you die.
Oh, yeah.
You do die. So,
Yeah.
So beginning of the game, you die.
I forgot about that.
And then you're brought back to life by the tree. Is like, there are no second chances, but for you, I'll throw you a bow. It's like the weirdest fucking story. So everybody dies in the beginning of this story, and then they all come back to life. It's fucking stupid.
So yes, then you get told that you have to like get the warmth of the volcano to calm down. You have to...
Well, there's like orbs. So like there's a water orb to clean the water, a volcano orb, or a sun orb to warm the tree.
Something like that.
And then what was the third? The wind one.
The wind one,
orb to
calm the winds.
Who even fucking knows at this point, honestly.
And yeah, you have to find all these orbs in this map, and then you have to... deal with the owl,
who you don't even deal with. I was a little upset that there wasn't a big boss fight.
Well, it is so stupid. So yeah, like you keep your first interaction with the owl is just the owl chasing you, and it's one of those segments we said we hated.
Oh, but I will say during the story, you'll get random, like the Gumo we were talking about, that spider-like thing, the cousin fucker or whatever. That it's in the background constantly. Like, this game is beautiful.
Oh, it is gorgeous
to look at. And like you'll see like things in the background, the crows in the background doing stuff sometime, the owls doing stuff in the background. You'll see it flying overhead sometimes. Like it is actually fucking cool.
Yeah.
It's just the story was so lackluster that I didn't care for it that much. Why don't we go in, I guess, as chronologically as we can?
I guess.
So the first part of this, you go to the tree, you find this little spirit guy who's like, "Hey, I'm fucking Navi. I'm stolen from the Legend of Zelda."
Hey!
It's your attack. So you can basically use this thing to attack with. It's how you defeat enemies around the map. It tells you that you have to get all these things. So the first thing it wants you to do is clean the waters.
Yes.
So you go to the swamp.
Yep.
And you have to deal with spiders.
Yep.
And you have to deal with swamp things. Like it gets so stupid. And at the end of it, like this web, you have to crash this rock down to open up the water thing so you can grab the orbs of the water. And this is, again, this fucking scene where you have to do this shit, Indiana Jones shit. You have to chase the water. You have to run from the water while using your new ability.
So you're climbing up and dashing and going through all these portals and climbing and running up and like flying and dodging all these projectiles.
So stupid.
And the water is just filling up the screen up and up and up, and you have to keep going or you get drowned in the water and have to start all over again.
Yeah.
There's no saving during the middle of this.
Yeah, you'll get checkpoints though. There's a halfway checkpoint, and then after that, it's just you make it to the end.
Yeah, there's one checkpoint during this.
So that way you don't have to start over if you get 75% of the way through. You just go to the halfway mark. Yeah, so the water temple, nothing really comes to light except that you meet the Gumo.
Yes.
So I still don't understand what the fuck this thing is doing. It stole this orb that you needed.
So yeah, it was weird because like it said that the Gumos were
like
these
technologically advanced.
Yes.
Like they were killing it.
And they created these objects that had all these like magnetism properties.
Yeah.
They created these objects that could float in midair. They created these objects that like could do telekinesis kind of shit. And they created all this stuff, and it's showing you this cool stuff, and it's showing you these giant things. And then it shows that all of them, except for this one, was frozen to death.
Yeah.
And
Somehow. Doesn't
yeah.
explain how.
And you keep seeing all the dead ones in the background or like laying down when you pass by them.
Yeah, that's the next area though. We're talking about still the Gumo in the first area. Remember, he steals the orb
and you have to chase him.
Yeah, so you have to chase him, and then you save his life because rocks fall on him because he's a little bitch. I was like, fucking stomp him, curb stomp him right now, and it's like, no, I'm gonna push a rock. I'm like, fucking no, don't push the
good that
fucking
you
rock.
saved him for what he does later.
Who knows? He doesn't do shit. He doesn't do shit. He does one fucking thing, and it seems like a bad idea to me.
He brings Noru back
I
to
don't
you
give
at
a
the
fuck.
end.
So yeah, you save him, and then he's like super appreciative, and then he saves you from the owl.
Yes.
Because at the end of the water thing, the owl makes you fall down like a giant fall.
Yeah.
And the Gumo guy grabs you and saves you from the owl.
Yeah.
And he's always like in the background after that.
Yeah, he's always kind of like crawling
He's
around.
a fucking stalker.
And he kept on wanting this orb, but then you like put it in its back in its rightful place,
Yeah.
and he was like, "Oh, it's supposed to be there. It does all this stuff for the everything." And I was like, "Oh, okay, cool."
Yeah. So then the next area you go to is the wind area.
Yes.
You have to go through this big map, get to the wind area, and this is where like the owl is guarding it.
Yes.
So you have to go up a certain way and from behind and hit the owl with rocks to scare it.
Yeah, you have to. There's this giant opening, and you have to climb up these walls on the right hand side, and then you have to use your charge dash on all these crows falling down at you to get to this rock, and then ground sound this rock to make it fall on the owl to make him run away from this
which was
area.
bullshit. It should have just fucking killed him.
It really would have.
God.
The size of the boulder you dropped on his fucking...
Compared to the hollow bones of the owl, fuck that owl. So he drops a feather and you use that to fly or you glide or whatever.
Yeah.
So you get through this part. This is where the Gumos come in. You go to the Gumo realm, the Forlorn Dungeon or whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah, that's what it is.
You have to get a key and then go to it. So you go in and the guy is still stalking you. Still stalking you.
Yep.
I'm just pointing that out.
Yeah.
He's been following you this entire time. He's keeping his distance.
Just don't, Gummo.
Just don't. And you go in and you get... This is actually a cool concept of the game is you get this cool little orb thing that makes it so you're shifting what
The
you
magnetism.
can... Yeah, so you're shifting from being on the floor to being on the ceiling. The only part I hated about this is you're still pushing the directional button you started with. So it doesn't switch.
Oh, it switched for me.
Oh, it didn't switch for me.
Xbox.
So it's still, if I was going right, I'd have to keep pressing if I was going left, I'd have to keep pressing the right button to keep going
So
left.
if I was going right and it went on the C that went up to the ceiling,
Yeah.
if I kept pressing right, it would actually go back this way.
See, mine did not do that. Mine stayed course. And you would have to jump and stuff up on the ceiling, which I actually thought that was a cool part of the game.
It took me a little bit to figure out because like there's segments where you have to jump off of like you're on like the side of
and you
a
get
rock
to
and you have to jump and like fall that way.
Yeah, it's fucking sweet.
And then turn around this way.
It reminded me of Portal.
It was a really cool puzzle, actually. Like that was one of the cooler platforming puzzles.
Yeah, whoever wrote this one should have wrote the whole fucking game because that guy killed it. If the guy wrote the whole game, I'm sorry you fucked up, but you got one thing right. So you get through this whole tunnel thing. You go up. You fucking solve. I don't even remember how the hell did you solve this. I just did this last night too.
It's been a few days for me.
You go up. Oh man, this one was weird because you had to like break rocks. I think. Because it's kind of like the water one where you had to break the water rocks. This one you have to break rocks as well, I believe. So afterwards, you basically open up this giant...
Oh, didn't you have to keep climbing up and you had to keep breaking the stuff underneath you to keep allowing the wind to keep going up?
Yes. So That was later. That's to get to the next area. But after this one, there's, guess what? Another Indiana Jones scene. You thought one was enough? You're wrong, buddy. We gotta save one for you. So in this one
sucked.
Yeah, it was stupid because you're basically just using your newfound like feather to fly up from gusts of wind coming out of the ground.
Well, things are dropping, and there's beams getting shot out from the sides.
And then randomly at one point, you have to like use rocks that are falling and like charge through those rocks to make it to the other side. And then after you got through that, you're like, yeah, I did it. Nope, the owl's on your ass.
Yep.
He's ready for you.
Yep.
And this part, this is, again, you have to save in the beginning at this part because if you fuck it up, you're just going right back, right?
Yeah.
So in this part, you go to the right, and if the owl sees you for more than a second, it comes at you and kills you.
Yeah.
So for the first part, I died the first time because I had no idea you had to break to get to the water. But you have to break floor to get into the water so you can dive underneath.
And then there's enemies in the water.
Yep. And then you have to go to the next side and hide behind a wall. Otherwise, he's going to get you again.
But if you're in the water for too long, he hits a rock and makes it fall down into the water.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. So
I haven't stayed that long.
So when you go down to the water, you have to go underneath that rock.
Yeah.
So if you don't make it past that rock, he actually slams that rock down, and you're stuck in that area, first area where the water was.
Oh, I had unlimited breath at this point. So.
I did too.
So yeah, you make it through.
That's definitely an upgrade you need.
This is like I only used it a little bit.
It's useful.
It's kind of useful. It's not like it's not game changing.
It's useful for water exploration.
They have a lot of air pockets in the water though. Like I did all my water stuff before I got that. But yeah, the one part of this. It's just stupid. The owl will hit you almost instantly if you're not in cover.
Yep.
Like it'll take 1 second to fly up and then bam, it's right on you.
Basically, like you're in hiding, and then all of a sudden, like as soon as you step out, you hear, "Arr!" And then if you aren't in cover by the time it's just like instant. It's like, what the? I have like literally.
Oh, and I should say this is the
two.
part where you find out the owl's family was killed by the tree.
Yes.
The tree was trying to call out to you and killed a fucking family of owls. Whoop de fucking do.
Yep.
Who cares? Fucking have more owl babies. God damn it. God, you're selfish. Selfish owl. You have like 8 kids at a time and you're fucking, oh, my babies. Oh, God, no.
Yeah, because this is where you go up to his nest, actually.
Yeah,
and
you make it up to...
You find the egg.
Yeah, which...
And you're like, it's just protecting his young.
And then I threw the egg off the edge and told it to fuck off. That would have been a good way to distract it.
But that wouldn't have led into the second game.
True. So, after that, you do the owl thing. It's boring as shit. It's, again, Indiana Jones moments in this fucking game. It's just nonstop. So, now you're going to the volcano realm.
Yes.
So, this was by far the hardest.
By far.
This is just the longest. The other two maybe took 10 to 20 minutes to get through. This one took me about an hour. It's just long. It's a lot longer than the other two.
And there's certain... Because there's like 8 segments inside of the volcano area. Like... Yeah. Because you have to do like 8 different blocks of blocking. Oh yeah,
and I had no
lava.
idea, so I did it on one side. And I was like, "Good, I'm done." And I went all the way to the bottom. I'm like, "Why the fuck is there still lava down here?" And I went back up. I'm like, "Oh shit, there's a whole nother side."
Transversing this level is a little hard at first.
Yeah, so you have this floor that's completely made of hot stuff, and if you're not continuously jumping, it's gonna burn you, and you're gonna lose health.
It's literally hot potato with the floor. And
it's stupid.
On a lot of segments of this,
stupid.
It's even on a lot of the walls and shit.
And then things are constantly shooting at you that you have to use to traverse upwards. And like this whole segment, I understand why it's so long now, but I thought that it was long, and then I'm like, I have to fucking do a final boss battle. Are you fucking kidding me on this one?
Yes. So that was annoying too. But so like in these segments, so yeah, you have to find these 8 different spots to drop down these rocks to block the lava flow, to clear up a lot of the lava.
Which is funny because in chemistry terms, lava is melting
than rock.
Yeah, so the melting pot for rock is not the lava is hotter than the melting point
of the rock.
Yeah. Yes. So I'm like, why the fuck wouldn't it just melt?
I don't know.
Well, how is this blocking shit?
But
and then there's like strategic little fucking nubs that you can crash on to block the lava too. I'm like, who pulled up this nub?
Well,
you dicks!
Besides all the dumb mechanics of it not being real world,
you fucking assholes! Why the hell did you pull up the nub?
So 7 of these. Yeah. 7 of these areas.
8 if you count the first one.
No, I know. I'm getting to it. Let me get to what I'm getting. 7 of these areas, you just rock down a rock. It shows you a little cutscene that the lava stopped flowing. It shows you where the lava's not flowing anymore. And then That's it.
Yeah.
You just go back to the beginning area of the area, you leave through that door, you go find another one. One of these fucking areas...
Which one is this?
This is the semi-Indiana Jones... this is the...
Oh, yeah,
this
the
is
lava.
This is the
Another
Aladdin...
Indiana Jones moment.
We're going to call this one the Aladdin moment.
Why? Because you're running from lava?
Yes.
No, I don't remember that.
When he goes into the Chamber of Secrets and Abu touches the wrong thing and he has to fly the magic carpet while the lava's chasing him, that's exactly this fucking scene.
Yeah.
You're having to stay mid-air while the lava's chasing you.
Yeah, but you have to be quick, too. This one, there's
super
no
fast.
room. No room
No
for
mistakes
Yeah.
at all.
And it's not even... By the way, that's not even the end of it. Because the whole point in that is to bring the lava all the way to a point so it breaks a rock so you can do more of the level.
Yep. Underneath all the lava.
God, it's so fucking stupid. It was such a dumb part of the game.
It's so hard.
Yeah, it wasn't necessarily hard. It was just annoying. Like,
I guess that's a better word.
The amount of Indiana Jones moments in this fucking game. Like, 1 I can deal with. 12? No. Fuck off. Just fuck off already.
Yeah.
Fucking, why? Why make every moment an Indiana Jones moment? Why?
And there's not a... That's one of the things that sucks with a lot of platformers. There's not a lot to keep changing at the platformers, but I don't know why a lot of platformer games need to have all these crazy moments.
Yeah.
Like, platformer games are just that. They're great platformers. Have a good boss fight.
But this was kind of like a duel. This platformer plus RPG kind of ish. Yeah, so, and here was my problem with this last one. So it's long. Mm-hmm. And like I said, while I was playing it, I'm like, am I gonna fucking have to do a boss fight too? How long this fucking thing is? So you get through it, you do it all, and that's the end of the game.
Yes, so...
That's pretty much it. You beat Naru one more fucking time, but the owl has a weird change of heart all of a sudden. Like, it makes no fucking sense.
This is so stupid. So... the dumbest part of this is you get all the way through the last owl part.
Oh yeah, no, sorry. We skipped something.
That's why I'm going back to it.
Okay, you're going back to it.
So you're in that last chase segment with the owl. After you do all the rest of the lava stuff, you get the warm stone, you put it in the place it needs to go to. Then you're on one last chase of the owl, where you're running through lava in hot areas and dodging all this shit.
Sorry, we skipped one important thing, but I wanted to go back to. So at the end of the ice one, Gumo comes up and takes the sphere you've been using. There was a magic sphere that you've been using to like get on top of the ceilings and stuff, walk like the anti-gravity thing. You drop it, Gumo takes it, and there's like a little, he knew what he must do.
Yeah,
and then I'm like, how the fuck did he know what he didn't even know Naru existed?
No, he
didn't.
didn't.
The fuck is this bullshit? He goes to the cave you left dead Naru in and brings her back to life with this magic orb that it was an anti-gravity orb for all intent and purposes. Now can bring people back to life. The Gumos were on fucking top of their game, man. They were on their game. These guys, how the fuck did a tree die and destroy the civilization?
I don't know.
These guys are magic.
So yeah, he brings Noor back to life, and
they follow you.
They go towards where you were.
Yeah, I get so confused at this too, because the Naru coming back to life served nothing in the fucking game besides the owl's change of fucking heart,
which is where I'm getting to, which is, so yeah, going back to the end.
So now you know Naru's back alive, which is the worst part, because I thought her death was her death was so cool. Yes. Like, honestly, that was a very emotional part of the game.
Yeah, it would be like
they just fucking said fuck it.
It would be like an Up if they brought the wife back in the end.
If the wife was just all sitting in, I was downstairs.
You went to Paradise Falls without me?
Yeah, I would, like, it's just such a shitty fucking thing to do at the end of the game, I think. I think this is where some other writer must have come in.
I don't know.
And wrote, because this just made no fucking sense.
It makes less sense than the new Star Wars movies.
Yeah, seriously. All right, on to what you were saying.
So, yes, you get through the last segment with the owl. You get through all this shit of dodging the owl, dodging all this horrible shit, dodging lava, doing all this crazy shit. You get through, and then what happens? The owl just fucking smacks you down to the ground.
Oh god, it was so good. I was like, finally, this owl is a fucking baller, dude.
You beat the last part of this game, and he just slaps your ass down to the ground. He's about ready to kill you, and then why Scott had to bring out Noru. Noru walks up.
You take control. So this is stupid. You take control of Noru for a good 3 seconds. You have to just walk to the right.
Up to it.
Like, and I'm like, why? Why have this one interactive part in the fucking game? Because this is the last thing you do in the game.
And it shows Noru and Gomo getting separated because of some lava shit that happened.
Yeah. Naru comes up, and then the crow's like, I remember when I was a mother.
Oh my god, you're being protective of your child. I was just being protective of mine.
Whoa,
Oh
bro.
my god.
No way.
I should take that orb that I stole and put it back into the tree.
What they forgot to do is they forgot to include the subtitles of the owl speaking, and it's actually like, would you like to buy new car insurance? Would you like car insurance?
We're trying to reach you about our car. This didn't work.
And that's it. That's all the owl was trying to do. Without the subtitles, you have no fucking idea. How are you supposed to know that, guys? Put the subtitles in.
So literally, the owl takes the orb that it took at the beginning.
So Ori's orb
Yeah.
that has been helping you this whole time
So puts it back into the tree. The owl dies.
evaporates.
Then all the forest goes back to normal.
Also, by the way, we didn't mention this. As you get new powers, it's because you're absorbing the souls of your dead brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
Like, your dead brother, he was a really good climber. You should take his fucking soul and learn to climb. so like, there were all these, like, little Ori-like things. Like,
Yeah.
And then they all died when the tree...
When the tree lost its life.
I'm so confused. Because Ori's still alive.
I really don't know.
So I don't know if they come back to life or are they all inside Ori now.
Yes.
So yeah.
Yes.
So the owl dies after putting the orb in the tree after a very, very, very unconvincing change of heart.
It cuts to Noru holding the owl's egg.
Yeah.
While also taking care of Ori. And then...
While also just depleting the forest of any fruit because it's a fat fuck.
And then it's like... Stay tuned for the next game.
Yeah, pretty much. So,
Which in the next game, the owl egg hatches.
oh, and you're the owl?
No.
You play the eggshell.
No.
Oh, okay. Well, then
You
this
play
game's
as
late.
Ori with your friend, the owl.
Oh, so it's a dual game.
Well, it's like I think like you hold on to the owl's feet to glide instead of
nice.
using like a feather or something. I can't remember exactly what it was. I haven't played it. I watched my wife play it a little bit.
I would only hope that Ori has the feather and be like, I plucked this after, I got this after shoving rocks down your mom's throat.
Right. After bashing the back of her neck with a giant boulder.
So this is where I get off on this game. No fucking boss fight. Are you fucking kidding me?
Seriously.
The end of this game, you build up this big RPG, you get all these abilities, no fucking boss fight?
Yeah.
Like, why? Why have this? I know you're trying the through and through fucking platformer or whatever bullshit you wanted to do. Put a fucking boss fight in this. You did before.
Especially because there was areas in this game where it did have like kind of boss fight
like
things.
mini bosses.
Where, yeah, it had mini bosses where you had to fight them and you couldn't leave the area until they were destroyed.
Yeah.
And those segments were way harder enemies than any of those segments in the game.
Yeah.
So you're like, oh, okay, so this is going to have boss fights in it. You think that's what it's going for.
Nope. So, yeah, and it would make a lot of sense that the owl had a change of heart after getting its ass kicked by Ori or something. But no, it just kicks Ori's ass, and then Naru comes up and says, please, that's my child.
And you're like, oh, wait, I'm just protecting my child.
Oh, wait, shit. Well, okay, hold on. I wasn't going to kill your child. It's a child, you said? Fuck, this looks really bad. I'm mounting
Seriously.
this thing right now. This is not good. I'm just going to go and put this orb back. Don't worry about it.
I'm not racist. Black
not-
Lives Matter.
Black Lives Yeah, like literally this whole thing, just the game just gets to a point where it just doesn't feel like you accomplished anything.
No,
Which I
like the
hate.
ending of this game doesn't feel like anything, especially because you were defeated at the end. Like
Yeah.
literally, you're playing as Ori this entire time. You get through everything, and then you get KO'd.
I just
you
thought
get
you were
knocked
gonna,
the
like,
fuck out.
you go
You're
to
on the
Super
brink
Saiyan
of
mode or
death,
something.
and then your mommy comes to help you.
Yeah.
What kind of fucking-
or daddy, we don't know.
Mommy, daddy.
It's your mommy daddy comes to help you. So this thing also, by the way, I expected Ori to have like this supercharged form or something, because it felt like that was where it was going. Like, to beat the crow, you have to absorb all the tree's power or something. And
maybe.
you do that, and you become the new tree.
Oh yeah.
I thought that would make a lot of sense, but no, it goes into this fucking spot where nope, the tree's actually cool. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, and I don't know if the second game goes more into the story or something, but the story is just so confusing. There's probably hidden lore or something hidden in this,
Yeah.
but this wasn't a game that I was interested in looking harder for the lore.
No. The story was just piss poor, guys. The gameplay was kind of okay. The visuals and the music, you went all out, but you went too out. You gotta put some fucking effort into story.
And I think this is a Game Pass game, so if you guys are wanting to play it, you won't have to buy it.
Yeah. It is a Game Pass game. I got it for computer or for
Okay.
Game Pass. So yeah, I guess we'll move on to our last segment here.
Worth, or nah?
All right.
Is that your answer?
Worf or not, Stephen? What you got?
I don't know. I'm gonna like.
That's what it is. That's what it is. Yes. Now, would you loosely translate that to this game had a good amount of principles but lacked the body that it needed?
Yeah.
Loosely translated.
Yeah, actually, yeah. That's pretty accurate. So I would say this game, like, especially because it's on Game Pass, I wouldn't pay for this game.
No. Or I'd pay $1.
Okay. I would pay it if it was like $5 or less.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, this game, it's got some cool platforming. It's got some really beautiful sections, and the music is fantabulous. Like, I can't say that fantabulous. It's amazeballs. Whatever the fuck you want to say.
Fantabulous amazeballs.
Just don't, Scott. Leave me alone and let me speak my truth.
All right. Okay. Speak your truth. Speak your real self.
So yes, the visual and the audio of this game is just so stunning. It's so great. It's so beautiful.
It really is.
But the story is so lackluster. And for me, I'm a person that the story matters.
Yeah.
I don't like just playing mindless fun for nothing. Like there's certain games for that. Games like Minecraft or Dead by Daylight or Smite or other games like that. But for me, like, if I'm playing a single player game, I want a story.
Yeah.
I want a beautiful, beautiful story. And this just didn't have it for me.
You know, if this game would have kept Naru dead, honestly, this would have been a way better game.
If it kept Naru dead, had a boss fight at the end where you actually defeated the owl.
Yeah, even just Naru dead for me. That would have been enough to keep this game good. Change the ending up a bit, but just Naru dead, because it makes a whole character. Like, your characterization is based on your past.
Yeah.
And with that, it just says fuck the characterization.
Well, it's kind of like a lot of people are getting mad at some of these superhero movies and stuff for never killing characters. And like a lot of people are like mad that they killed Tony Stark and Steve Rogers and all these people off
100 times.
But they need to have consequences. There needs to be concrete deaths in these things. If you just keep bringing people back and no one ever dies, there's no weight to any situations.
Yeah.
There's just nothing
you
there.
You don't have the feels that you would normally have.
Like, if seriously, like, we talk about, like, we compared it to Up. If they brought Ellie back in any way, shape, or form at the end of this money...
That movie would have sucked balls.
Especially because everyone says that first 16 minutes of that movie are glorious.
Yeah.
100% just critic, audience, approval, love, just everyone cried.
I finally watched that maybe like 6 months ago.
And it's a great movie.
It's a good movie. It's okay.
The first 16 minutes are the best part of that movie by far.
Movie. I still enjoyed it. I just thought the ending was kind of dumb.
Yes.
I'm your new dad. What?
Yeah, basically. Yeah. Again, yeah.
Get out of here with your dad.
The endings of these are fucking...
So yeah,
you can't start it so strong. Worfly not? I don't know.
So I'm going to go Worf on this one. So I did like the platforming aspect. Like, it did have a lot of cool things. If they would have just shifted some stuff around, I'm sure this would have been a fucking like Worf game for sure. Story-wise, very lackluster, but it's just an indie game, I think. It's not supposed to be like a blockbuster fucking $50 million game.
Oh, actually, I think EA did this.
Oh, I don't know. If EA sucks at everything, so who gives a fuck what they do? But like I'm sure EA sponsored it, but a studio, more indie studio made it.
I think it was like definitive.
But yeah, I mean, for this game, Worf, just for the platforming, the beauty of it, the aesthetics, the fucking music was glorious. Even the walking around was really cool. Some of the abilities were fun, like bashing through stuff was fun. The story had bones. It had bones. It had a beginning that I thought was very good, very classic, and then they just fucking ruined it. And that's all. They just went too far on one spot. They didn't want to make it more for kids. Maybe that's why they brought Naru back, because you get this PG rating or whatever.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the equivalent in games is, but E for everyone.
E, yeah.
But what's the 13?
It's teen.
Oh, okay. So
it's T for teen.
T for teen, I think, would have been a great rating for this game. Keep characters dead, have some consequences in these games. And it would have been worthwhile, but you know, I can only ask for so much. I'm not a writer, so I don't know what goes into it.
It looks like this was Moon Studios, and Moon Studios has literally only ever worked on Ori games.
Okay. I can dig it. I can dig it.
So yeah, it's definitely an indie game.
Yeah,
studio.
definitely. Team Cherry. That was something that came up.
Yeah.
All right, but yeah, I'm gonna say Worf for me, just because I did enjoy playing some of it. Some of it was fun, mastering the puzzles, and some of it was actually kind of enjoyable.
Yeah.
So-
I definitely like, honestly, gameplay, game looks, audio, it's definitely worth it. If you don't care about the story as much, then you'll probably just massively love this. And this game's got a lot of people play it for playability. They 100% it. My wife was one of those people that 100%ed every part of this game, and I think the second one
She
as
still
well.
hasn't done fucking the 2-hour thing though, so fuck her.
No, she hasn't.
She needs to get on that shit.
Well, that's a hard achievement. I hate when people think they do that for achievements.
Yeah.
Beat this game on the hardest difficulty in 2 hours.
Listen, we did it in
Fuck you.
in 4.5 minutes. You can do it in 2 hours.
Like, screw you.
Wall hacks.
Yeah.
I put wall hacks all over this fucking game. But yeah, that was it. That was Ori and the Blind Forest. We appreciate you guys for listening. Remember, check us out on all our YouTube channels, our Instagram, Poser67 on YouTube, The Gooey Magoo on YouTube, at Stephen McGee on TikTok, and at The Gooey Magoo on Instagram. Please check us out. Give us a like, give us a subscribe, whatever.
And I know I haven't done much on YouTube lately, but because the video didn't really work out with Scott and I for It Takes Two, I actually started playing that with my wife recently. Yeah. I've been recording that, so I'm going to be posting full gameplay of It Takes Two. And I'm probably going to post full gameplay of our next game, because I'm super excited for our next game.
This next game for next week is Dream Daddy.
This is a game, if you guys know the YouTube channel, Game Grumps.
Yeah, Game Grumps. Very famous YouTube.
Very, very famous. Yeah. They were the creators of this game. They made a single gay daddy dating simulator.
Yeah, I'm actually really excited, and I'm hoping we don't choose the same daddy to date.
I think it's going to be hilarious if we do. We have the same taste in men. It's going to be fucking hilarious.
We're going to see what our taste in men is after this game. So we're going on this whole list of gaming styles we wanted to try. So we're doing a dating simulator for this one, and then we're doing a hentai game for the next one. So
and it just kind of happened that we're doing this during Pride Month too.
Oh, is it Pride Month?
June is Pride Month. I didn't ever realize that June was Pride Month. I didn't actually fully realize that.
We're going fully into Pride Month this week, guys. We're excited for this, actually. Hey! I'm actually really excited for this game.
I really am
fucking
too.
Hilarious. Especially not that being gay is funny, but this situation where you're just like a random dad.
These are comedy writers writing a comedy game that has to deal with gay dads. Yeah. It's not making fun of gay people.
I mean, every gay person will probably be like, damn, the odds of finding like 8 gay dads in the same fucking neighborhood? That's insane.
Seriously.
Fuck, holy shit.
No, seriously, like what my best friend, Journey, she's always complaining about. She's like, I almost hate being a lesbian sometimes because it's so hard finding another lesbian girl around here.
Well, I mean, she goes up to FOCO. She'll find them all over the place. But
yeah,
whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. All right. So, So next week, catch us out on Dream Daddy, and we will catch you later.
Bye. We love you.
No, we don't.
Yes, we